Welcome, beloved soul. I am grateful you are here. Take a breath with me, slow, gentle, steady. You are safe in this moment, and the Spirit of God is with us. I want to speak to your heart today, because I know you've walked through valleys of doubt, through shadows of loss, through nights when you thought love had ended forever. But what you thought was over, God was quietly holding in His hands. Heaven has a way of reigniting what human hearts believe is burned out. Love may look like it faded. Love may feel like it slipped away. But what God joins, He can restore. And sometimes what appears finished is only waiting for God's breath of life to return. Perhaps you've looked at your story and whispered, "It's over." Perhaps you've tried to close the chapter, but something deep inside your spirit keeps saying, "Wait, this isn't the end." Beloved soul, that whisper is heaven's way of reminding you, when God has written a flame into your destiny, no storm can truly extinguish it. When a candle flickers low, we think the light will die. But one breath, one spark, one touch, and the fire glows again. This is the mystery of love under heaven's care. It does not simply vanish. It rests, it waits. It trusts the one who holds all things together. Maybe you feel weary. Maybe you feel forgotten. But God is never late. Heaven is never careless. And love that is meant for you cannot pass you by. I want you to hear this deeply. They thought love was over. You thought love was over, but heaven has reignited the flame. Not through your striving, not through your plans, but through divine timing and grace. You see, beloved one, God allows love to be tested. For when it returns, it is no longer fragile, it is eternal. When it rekindles, it is no longer shallow, it is holy. And when heaven breathes upon it again, it carries the fragrance of eternity. Do not despise the waiting seasons. Do not curse the moments when it seemed silent, when it seemed cold, when it seemed broken. Because in those very moments, God was preparing. God was strengthening. God was making love new. Think of the seed that is buried underground. It looks gone. It looks forgotten. But it is not dead. It is waiting to rise. Love under God's care is the same. Buried does not mean broken. Silent does not mean ended. It means something greater is taking root. Listen carefully, because I speak this as if the Spirit whispers it directly to you now. The flame of love in your story is not over. It is being reignited. And when it glows again, it will shine brighter than before. Beloved, if this message is speaking to your soul, I gently invite you to stay close. Subscribe here so you can walk with me through more words of peace and guidance. Leave your prayer requests or reflections in the comments so we may hold each other in light and faith. And if this message has blessed you, consider supporting this work with a super thanks. Every seed of support helps keep these gentle words flowing, so more weary hearts may find their rest in God's presence. I thank you with humility, because this is not about me. It is about the one who sends the message through. Now breathe again, slowly. Inhale the hope of heaven. Exhale the weight of yesterday. You are being made new. They thought love was over. But do you see? Heaven is patient. Heaven restores. Heaven lights the fire again. It may not look the same as before, but it will carry more depth, more truth, more sacred beauty. Because what God reignites cannot be shaken. It will be steady, holy, and rooted in Him. Some people thought they had walked away for good. They believed they had ended the chapter. But God writes stories that cannot be erased by human hands. The angels stand as witnesses. What was meant to be will always find its way. I tell you this so you may not lose heart. Because many of you listening right now are at the threshold of restoration. You've carried sorrow. You've carried confusion. But soon you will carry joy again. Do not mistake silence for absence. Do not mistake delay for denial. God is never absent. God never denies what He has already written. Love that is heaven-born will always rise again. Perhaps the one you prayed for thought the love had ended. Perhaps even you thought the same. But the Spirit of God has touched their heart, and the flame has stirred again. What once felt like ashes is glowing with quiet fire. And this time, it will not flicker out. Beloved, be still and trust. For God's hand is upon your love story. And when heaven reignites the flame, no one can put it out. Take this as a blessing. Your love is not over. It is being renewed. It is being sanctified. And it will return with greater strength, because heaven has breathed upon it. Stay close to this truth. Stay rooted in prayer. And remember, you are not forgotten. You are chosen for love that endures. If these words have brought you peace, share this message with someone who may also need the reminder that love under God's care never truly ends. Together we are vessels of light, carrying hope where hope seemed lost. I leave you for now with peace in your heart. But know that this is only the beginning. There's more to reveal. There is more to unfold. The flame is alive. And soon, you will see it burn again. Rest now, beloved one, and trust. God is faithful. And heaven has reignited the flame. Welcome back, beloved soul. I am grateful you have returned to walk further on this gentle path with me. Your presence here is no accident. It is heaven's way of guiding you toward peace, truth, and the reassurance your heart longs to hear. Let us begin again with stillness. A deep breath in, and slowly release. Feel the weight of yesterday soften. Feel the quiet promise of God's nearness surround you like light. The message continues. They thought love was over. You thought the story had ended. But heaven is not bound by human endings. Where people see a closed door, God sees a hidden beginning. There are moments in life when love seems lost forever. A goodbye feels final. A silence feels permanent. A broken bond feels unrepairable. And yet, the Spirit whispers, wait, for I am doing something greater than you can see. This is the mystery of divine timing. God allows certain separations, not because love is gone, but because love is being prepared to be made new. What seems like a death is often a resurrection waiting to happen. And when heaven decides to breathe upon a connection again, no force on earth can hold back the flame. Perhaps you have cried in secret. Perhaps you have told yourself to move on, but your spirit would not let go. Perhaps you have prayed, Lord, if this is over, give me peace. And yet still, the stirrings of love remain. This is not a mistake. It is a sign that God's hand is still at work. Sometimes, God allows the flame to grow dim so that when it returns, you will know beyond doubt that it was His doing. You will know it was not chance, not mere longing, but heaven's orchestration. For when the flame reignites, it carries God's fingerprint. Listen carefully, beloved. What is being restored is not the old version of love. It is not a return to weakness or uncertainty. It is love reborn, purified, and strengthened by fire. This is why the separation mattered. This is why the waiting was necessary. Love that passes through trial emerges holy, steady, and unbreakable. Do not despise the tears you cried. Do not regret the nights you felt alone. Those moments carved depth into your soul. They stretched your faith. They prepared you for a love deeper than before. And the one you thought had let go, the one who believed love was over, heaven has been stirring their heart as well. What seemed cold is warming. What seemed closed is opening. Because when God writes a story, no human hand can erase it. It may have looked like love was gone. But God does not plant seeds to abandon them. He waits for the right season. And in that season, the flame reignites. You may wonder, how can I trust this? How do I know this is real? The answer is simple, beloved one, by the peace in your spirit. Not the restlessness of longing, but the gentle peace that says, God is in this. When heaven reignites the flame, it does not stir panic or fear. It stirs hope, humility, and a quiet certainty that this is not by your effort, but by God's grace. If these words are resonating deeply within you, I invite you to remain connected here. Subscribe so these gentle reminders can continue to reach you. Share your reflections and prayer requests in the comments below, for together we can lift one another in faith. And if these words have truly blessed your spirit, I humbly ask you to consider leaving a super thanks. Your support is not just kindness, it helps this message flow further, reaching other hearts who feel forgotten, who need the comfort of knowing God is still working. Thank you for being part of this sacred work. Now, lean closer with your heart, for I want to remind you of this truth. God is not only reigniting the flame of love, He is also reigniting the flame within you. You are not the same person you once were. You have grown. You have been refined. And you are now ready for the love that heaven is bringing back. This is why God often allows distance, so that both hearts may be transformed. So that perhaps you doubt. Perhaps you wonder, what if I am imagining all of this? But the Spirit within you knows the truth. It knows when something is born of God. It knows when a flame carries eternity. Do not let fear silence what faith already knows. They thought love was over. Even you thought it was over. But the one who holds time, the one who holds hearts, has said otherwise, and His word is final. So take courage. Lift your eyes again. The season of endings is passing. The season of rekindling has come. And your heart will soon see what your spirit has already felt. Heaven has reignited the flame. Beloved one, carry this with you. Love that is reborn in God's hands cannot be broken again. It is stronger than fear. It is steadier than doubt. It is everlasting. And as you walk forward, let your prayer be simple. Lord, prepare my heart for the love you are restoring. Make me ready. Make me new. Heaven always responds to such prayers. Before we close, I gently remind you again, if these words have brought comfort, share them with someone who needs hope. Perhaps they too believe love is over, when heaven is preparing to rekindle their flame. Your sharing may be the spark that lifts their spirit. And if you feel led, your prayerful support through a super thanks helps ensure these messages continue, reaching more souls in need of God's peace. For that, I am deeply grateful. Now breathe once more, beloved. Let peace settle into your being. Let hope awaken. The flame is alive. Love is not over. Heaven is not finished. And soon, your heart will see the fire shine again. Go gently now, with the assurance that God has already begun what He promised. And the story of love in your life is far from over. It is just beginning anew. Welcome again, beloved soul. Your return here is a blessing. It tells me you are listening with the ear of your spirit. You are allowing God's whisper to reach the hidden places of your heart. Take one more deep, gentle breath. Feel peace flow in. Feel fear melt away. For we are standing together in the light of God's truth. We have spoken already of endings that were not truly endings. We have spoken of the silence that was not abandonment, but preparation. Now let us speak of the new beginning, the reignited flame, the love reborn under heaven's touch. Love that returns by God's hand is not fragile. It is not shallow. It is not here today and gone tomorrow. It is eternal, for it has passed through the fire and emerged refined. Do you remember the times you wept and thought, it's over? Do you remember the heaviness of carrying that goodbye? Heaven remembers too. And in those very moments, angels were carrying your tears like prayers before God's throne. For nothing you felt was wasted. Not one tear fell unnoticed. Not one sigh was ignored. Beloved, the truth is this. They thought love was over. Even you thought the flame was gone. But God saw differently. And what God sees is truer than what your eyes behold. Love, under heaven's care, can be hidden for a season, but never destroyed. It can be pressed down, but it cannot vanish. It can look finished, but in the unseen, it is still breathing. You see, God often allows a pause, not to end the story, but to deepen it. He allows two hearts to walk separate paths for a while, only to bring them together again stronger, wiser, holier. This is how love grows into something that carries eternity within it. And now, beloved one, the season of return has begun. The flame has been reignited. What was silent is beginning to sing again. What was hidden is being revealed. What was thought to be lost is standing before you, alive. Do not be afraid of this gift. Do not shrink back in doubt. Receive it with open hands, for it is not born of your striving. It is born of God's promise. Perhaps the one you thought was gone is already feeling the stirring. Perhaps their heart is turning back, realizing that what they thought was over has never truly left them. Perhaps they are beginning to see that the love they once laid aside is the very love God designed for them. This is how heaven works quietly, steadily, perfectly. When the flame reignites, it does not roar with noise, it glows with peace. It does not stir panic, it stirs clarity. It does not bring confusion, it brings stillness, assurance, and the quiet joy that says, "This is of God." Beloved, if this word is meeting you with peace, I gently invite you to stay connected. Subscribe so more messages of calm and faith may reach your heart. Leave your reflections or prayer requests in the comments, so we may lift each other up. And if this word has been a blessing, I humbly ask you to consider giving a super thanks. Not for me, but so that this work may continue reaching the ones who feel forgotten, the ones who believe love is over when heaven is only beginning their story. With gratitude, I thank you for standing with me in this sacred work. Now let us go deeper still. The reignited flame is not simply about love returning to you. It is also about you returning to love. For sometimes we think we are waiting for another person, when in truth, God is waiting for us to open our hearts fully again. Heaven's gift of love cannot dwell in a heart still clinging to fear, bitterness, or despair. So God, in His mercy, has been healing you, teaching you, shaping you, so that when the flame reignites, you are ready to tend it with wisdom and grace. Do not despise the journey you have walked. It has made you who you are. It has purified your love, so it is not rooted in neediness, but in strength. Not in desperation, but in devotion. Not in human will, but in God's will. When love is reignited by heaven, it is no longer about two people simply choosing each other. It is about two souls surrendering together into God's design. And that, beloved, is why this love will endure. Hear me clearly. What is coming will not repeat the past. What is coming will not crumble like before. For this time the flame is not carried by fragile hands, it is carried by heaven. This time, the foundation is not built on human emotion, but on divine purpose. This time, the love that seemed lost will shine with eternal light. Beloved one, you are on the threshold of something sacred. Trust it. Embrace it. Do not let fear convince you otherwise. For God is faithful to His word, and His word is life. They thought love was over, but heaven reignited the flame. And the story of your heart is proof that what God ordains, no one can undo. If you are listening now with tears in your eyes, let them fall as prayer. If your heart feels a gentle warmth rising, know it is confirmation. The Spirit is stirring within you, reminding you that love is not gone, it is alive. So as you walk forward, carry this blessing with you. The flame of love in your story has not ended. It is being restored, renewed, reborn. And in God's timing, it will burn brighter than before. Beloved, before we close, I ask once more, if these words have touched your soul, share them. Send them to someone who has lost hope, so they may know their story is not finished. Subscribe, so you do not miss the gentle whispers of peace that are yet to come. Leave your reflections below, for every word you share may be the very encouragement another soul needs. And if your heart feels moved, your super thanks helps keep this river of calm words flowing, reaching souls across the world who need to hear. You are not forgotten. Love is not over. Now rest, beloved one. Rest in the truth that God is faithful. Rest in the certainty that heaven has reignited what you thought was gone. Rest in the assurance that love written by His hand will always return. You are held. You are loved. And your story is still unfolding. Go gently now, with peace in your spirit. For the flame is alive, and it will never go out. Welcome once again. Beloved soul. Your return here is a sign that your spirit is seeking the quiet assurance of heaven. Take a deep breath with me, slow and steady. Let the weight of the world fall away, and let the stillness of God's presence embrace you. Even now, your heart may carry scars of love that seemed lost. Even now, your spirit may wonder if restoration is truly possible. And yet, I want you to hear this clearly. What heaven touches cannot remain broken. What God ordains cannot be erased. And what was thought to be over is being made new. Love is not measured by human timing. Love is not confined to our plans or expectations. Love is the sacred gift of God, flowing through the universe, weaving hearts together in ways we cannot always understand. Sometimes it pauses, sometimes it rests, sometimes it hides, but it never dies, it never forgets. It always returns to those prepared to receive it again. Consider the seasons of your life. Some were gentle and abundant, like spring sunlight. Some were harsh and lonely, like winter's chill. And yet, every season was needed. Every season shaped you, strengthened you, and readied you for the love that is now returning. Perhaps you once believed that separation was punishment. Perhaps you once believed that love had abandoned you. But separation is never punishment when God is at work. It is preparation. It is refinement. It is the divine pause before the blessing. They thought love was over. Even you thought it was over. And yet, here you are. Here your heart is, open, listening, and waiting for the flame to rise once more. This is the miracle of heaven's timing. Love under God's care is different. It is not fragile. It does not burn out at the first storm. It is not dependent on human understanding. It is rooted in eternity. It is guarded by angels. It is sanctified by the Spirit. And when it returns, it carries a power and peace that human love alone. Take a moment now, beloved. Feel the flame within you stirring. Feel the hope rising in your chest. This is not imagination. This is heaven at work. This is God, carefully, patiently, tenderly reigniting the love He never allowed to die. You may wonder, how do I know it will last this time? The answer is simple, because it is no longer just human. It is divine. It is sacred. It has been tested by distance, by time, by silence. And when love emerges from the refining fire of God's will, it carries a strength beyond measure. Perhaps the one who seemed gone is already on the path back to you. Perhaps their heart is softening. Perhaps their spirit is waking to the truth that was always meant to be. And if you feel doubt, let me remind you, God's love story cannot be erased by human hesitation or human mistakes. Beloved soul, if these words are speaking to your spirit, I encourage you to remain close. Subscribe so you may continue to receive gentle guidance from heaven's light. Share your reflections, your prayers, your hopes in the comments. And if this message has blessed your heart, consider leaving a super thanks, knowing that your support helps these words reach other souls who are quietly waiting to hear that love is not over. Now, let us speak of the sacred work being done in your heart even now. God is not only reigniting the flame of love in the other person's heart, He is also reigniting the flame within you. Perhaps you have carried fear or pain. Perhaps you have closed yourself off to hope. But the Spirit is moving gently to heal those places, to restore your trust. To prepare your soul for a love that is now returning stronger than ever, imagine the heart as a vessel. Once it may have been cracked. Once it may have leaked its joy. But God has been mending it, piece by piece, moment by moment. And when the love that was once thought lost returns, it will fit perfectly into the healed, renewed space of your heart. Do not despair over past mistakes. Do not fear the wounds of yesterday. For God transforms pain into wisdom. God transforms regret into clarity. And God transforms the quiet ache of waiting into the glow of fulfilled promise. The flame that heaven reignites is different than the flame you once knew. It carries patience. It carries understanding. It carries forgiveness. It carries holiness. It carries eternity. And it will not be extinguished by petty fears or fleeting doubt. Take a moment to feel the peace of this truth. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. You are not unworthy. The love that was meant for you has always been with you, waiting for the perfect moment to rise again. Beloved, if your heart feels stirred by this word, I ask you to share it with someone who may need hope today. Perhaps they too believe love has ended when heaven is preparing to restore it. Subscribe so these words of gentle guidance can continue to flow into your life. And leave your reflections in the comments, for your words may become the light another soul needs. The one you thought was gone is returning, not because of chance, not because of luck, but because God's hand has never left this story. Because heaven never forgets. Because the flame of love cannot be held down when it is fated by divine will. And now, beloved one, allow your heart to open fully. Receive the love that is returning. Receive the joy that has been prepared. Receive the sacred restoration that only God can give. Rest in this truth. Love under heaven's care is eternal. Love that is reborn is stronger than before. Love that returns is holy. Love that is sanctified by God cannot be broken again. Take one last deep breath, beloved. Let this promise sink into your soul. The flame is alive. The fire has been reignited. And what was thought to be over is now more beautiful, more sacred, more enduring than you could ever imagine. You are loved beyond measure. You are chosen. And the story of your heart is still unfolding in ways that carry heaven's glory. Go gently now, carrying peace, hope, and certainty in your spirit. For the one who reignites flames never abandons them. And the love written by his hand will always find its way home. Welcome back, beloved soul. Your presence here is a sign that your spirit is ready for deeper understanding. Take a slow, quiet breath with me. Inhale hope, exhale worry. Feel the gentle presence of God surrounding you now. Even when love seems lost, even when hearts feel distant, heaven is always at work. The flame that seemed extinguished is never truly gone. It has only been resting. It has only been gathering strength. It has only been waiting for the perfect moment to rise again. Perhaps you have been haunted by memories. Perhaps you have asked yourself, why did it end? Perhaps you have wondered if the love you longed for would ever return. Beloved, I want you to hear this. What was thought over, what was thought finished, is being restored by the hand of God Himself. The waiting seasons were not meaningless. They were sacred preparation. Every tear you shed was a silent prayer carried by angels. Every moment of longing was a quiet work of divine patience. Every whispered hope was an offering lifted before heaven. You may feel fear creeping back, wondering if the flame can truly last. But remember, when God reignites a flame, it is not fragile. It is rooted in eternity. It is fortified by divine love. It is anchored in truth. And nothing in the world can snuff it out. Beloved one, do not be afraid to feel again. Do not be afraid to trust again. Do not be afraid to hope again, for the love returning to you is holy. It is tender, it is steadfast, and it carries the power of heaven. Even the one you thought had left may now be feeling the pull of divine restoration. Their heart is stirring. Their spirit is awakening. Their soul is remembering what they once believed lost. God is at work in both of you, preparing the reunion that is not just human, but sacred. Take a quiet moment now to let this truth sink in. They thought love was over. Even you thought it was over. But God sees what human eyes cannot. He knows the depth of your heart. He knows the weight of their heart. And He is orchestrating a return that is more beautiful, more holy, and more enduring than either of you could have imagined. Beloved, if these words are touching your spirit, I invite you to remain connected. Subscribe so you may continue to receive gentle guidance and peaceful encouragement. Leave your reflections or prayer requests in the comments so we may lift each other in faith. And if this message has been a blessing to you, consider leaving a super thanks, helping to carry these words to more souls who need to hear. Love is never truly lost. Now, let us go deeper. God has not only been working in the hearts of those involved, but also in the heart of your soul. The love that is returning is not the same as before. It has been refined by patience. It has been purified by trial. It has been strengthened by faith. This is why separations matter. This is why waiting is sacred. Because when the flame returns, it does so with clarity. It does so with understanding. It does so with devotion that cannot be shaken. Beloved, let your spirit open fully to receive this. Do not hold back. Do not protect your heart from the love that heaven is restoring. The love that returns will not only heal old wounds, but it will lift you higher, deeper, and closer to God than ever before. You may remember moments of doubt. You may remember nights of longing. You may remember wondering if it would ever come back. But all of that has led you here. All of that has prepared you for the sacred moment when the flame is reignited. The flame that heaven restores carries more than passion. It carries peace. It carries trust. It carries holiness. It carries a divine rhythm that cannot be broken by human hands. Beloved soul, hear me clearly. This is not a story of chance. This is not a story of luck. This is a story written by God, guided by angels, and prepared for your soul. And when you witness the return of this love, you will know that what was once lost has been carefully, tenderly restored. Take a moment now to feel it deep within, the warmth of hope, the quiet certainty of divine timing, the peaceful knowing that love, under heaven's care, always returns when the time is right. Before we continue, I gently remind you, if these words are blessing your heart, share them. Send them to someone who believes love is over, so they may know that heaven has not forgotten their story. Subscribe to this channel for more guidance, more peace, more sacred reminders of God's care. And leave your reflections in the comments, for your words may become light to another soul. Support the work with a super thanks if you feel led, knowing that your generosity allows these words to continue flowing to those who need them most. Now, beloved, I want you to know, when the flame is reignited, it is not a return to the old ways. It is a new beginning. It is a love reborn. It is a bond strengthened by trials, clarified by time, and sanctified by God's presence. Perhaps you fear that this restoration may falter. Perhaps your heart hesitates to believe it fully. But take courage, beloved one. The love restored by heaven is steadfast. It will not crumble. It will not falter. It will not fail. God is at work in every detail of the story. Even the small, quiet moments, the lingering glances, the soft stirrings of memory, the gentle calls of the heart, are all orchestrated by Him. And when the flame returns fully, it will carry the power of God's eternal design. Beloved, allow yourself to rest in this truth. The flame is alive. The love is returning. And the story of your heart is far from over. It is unfolding into something holy, something sacred, something everlasting. Take a final deep breath now, beloved one. Let this peace settle into every corner of your being. Feel hope rising. Feel trust awakening. Feel the warmth of heaven's love surrounding you completely. You are loved. You are chosen. You are ready to receive what heaven has prepared. And the flame that was once thought gone is alive, steady, and enduring. Go gently now, carrying this sacred assurance in your heart. For the one who reignites flames never abandons them. The love written by his hand will always find its way back home. Welcome back, beloved soul. You have walked this path with patience, with openness, with faith. And now we arrive at the sacred truth of your story. Take a slow, steady breath. Feel the presence of God surrounding you. Feel the peace that passes all understanding filling your heart. They thought love was over. Even you may have thought it ended. And yet, here you are, listening, breathing, ready to receive heaven's restoration. The flame has been reignited. The love you believed was lost is alive once more. Sometimes God allows the flame to dim so that when it rises again, you recognize it as a gift. He allows the chapters to close so that when a door opens, it is sacred, intentional, and full of grace. He allows the heart to wait so that faith, patience, and humility grow. And when heaven reignites the flame, it does so with a strength that nothing can break. Beloved one, let me remind you, the love returning is not fragile. It is not tentative. It is not dependent on fleeting human feelings. It is rooted in eternity. It is anchored in the Spirit of God. It carries the wisdom of trials and the light of divine timing. And it is perfectly prepared to enter your life now. Perhaps the one who seemed gone has begun their journey back to your heart. Perhaps their soul is remembering what they once believed lost. Perhaps their spirit is awakening to the truth that love under heaven's care never truly departs. This is the miracle of God's design, silent, unseen, yet perfectly orchestrated. The flame may return in unexpected ways. It may return in quiet moments, in tender gestures, in soft realizations. It may return not as a blaze, but as a warm, steady light that fills every corner of your heart. And you will recognize it immediately, because your spirit already knows. It is from heaven. Do not fear this rekindling, beloved. Do not shrink from the sacred gift. Receive it fully. Embrace it with gratitude and trust. The love returning is holy. It is steady. It is eternal. And it will carry your heart to places of joy, peace, and divine intimacy that you have longed for. Beloved, if this word is touching your soul, I invite you once more to remain connected. Subscribe so that these gentle sacred reminders can continue reaching your heart. Share your reflections and prayer requests in the comments. And if this message has blessed you, consider leaving a super thanks, knowing that your support helps carry these words to others who need the reassurance that love is never truly lost. Now hear me clearly. The flame returning is not just about the one you love. It is about your soul returning to trust, to hope, to joy. It is about the renewal of your spirit. It is about understanding that what is of God cannot fail. All the waiting, all the tears, all the moments of doubt, they were preparation. They were sacred work done by heaven to shape you into the one ready to receive this restored love. And as the flame reignites, you will see that nothing was wasted. Every sigh, every prayer, every longing was a seed planted for this very moment. Take a deep breath, beloved. Feel the flame within you stirring as well. This is not merely about reunion, it is about transformation. Your heart has been softened, purified, and prepared. Your soul has been strengthened, clarified, and awakened. And now you are ready to love in a way that is pure, enduring, and holy. Perhaps you have wondered if the love would remain once it returned. Perhaps you have feared it might fade again. But listen carefully. The love that heaven restores does not falter. It is fortified by patience, strengthened by faith, and anchored in God's perfect timing. It will endure, because it is not human love alone, it is divine love flowing through human hearts. Beloved soul, This is the promise I leave with you. They thought love was over. Even you may have thought it was over. But heaven has reignited the flame, and it will burn brighter than ever before. It will burn with clarity, with peace, with holiness. And it will bring you closer to the one your heart has longed for, if not already. Then soon, in God's perfect timing, take a quiet moment now to feel the fullness of this truth. Let it settle deep within your heart. Feel gratitude rise. Feel hope awaken. Feel the peace that comes from knowing that nothing God ordains can be shaken. Before we close, beloved, I gently remind you again, share this message with someone who needs hope today. Subscribe so these gentle whispers of peace and guidance may continue to reach you and others. Leave your reflections and prayer requests in the comments, for your words may become light to another soul. And if you feel moved, leave a super thanks. Knowing your support helps bring these sacred words to more hearts in need. Now rest, beloved one. Know that you are held, you are loved, and you are chosen. The flame that seemed extinguished is alive. Again, the love that was thought lost has been restored. And your story continues, unfolding in ways that carry heaven's grace, beauty, and eternal truth. Go gently now, carrying this peace in your heart. Carry hope in your soul. And carry the certainty that what God has written will always find its way home. You are ready to receive it. You are ready to trust it. You are ready to love again. The flame is alive. The love is eternal. And heaven has reignited it just for you.